Welcome back to .local New York City 2024. My name is Michael Lin. Once again, I'm a developer advocate at MongoDB and so delighted to be having conversations with really bright people. We've got another customer story for you, and I'd like to welcome Justin Kerestes from Fanatics.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you on board for the conversation. So tell folks a little bit about yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Sure. I'm SVP of Engineering for Fanatics Betting and Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
That is Fanatics' entrance into the sports betting and casino market.
Cool.
So Fanatics is a sports ecosystem company, and an important part of the sports ecosystem is gaming and betting.
Mm.
And when we founded Fanatics Betting and Gaming, we founded it on two principles. The first was we wanted to offer a fundamentally better user experience than what's out in the market. We wanted to offer odds faster and more reliably. We wanted the app to perform better. The second principle we founded on was Fanatics is a sports ecosystem, and it has a ton of data. And we want to leverage that ecosystem, leverage the data in that ecosystem so that customers who love sports never have a reason to leave that ecosystem.
Yeah. So in gaming and in betting, data is power, right?
Absolutely.
So how are you leveraging data to help your customers?
We've got so many different use cases.
Yeah.
So again, the most fundamental is odds and stats around our events.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much data out there. And again, as we look to offer more options for customers, there is more and more data around different sports, different markets, different types of bets that you can play. So that's a huge opportunity for us with data.
Mm-hmm.
The second is we want to offer an experience that's catered for customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we use that with the customer data we have in the Fanatics ecosystem.
Mm.
Not just within Fanatics Betting and Gaming, but within commerce and live and other divisions.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing is we want to use that data responsibly. We want to use that data to ensure that when we're offering a recommendation to customers, we're doing that in a way that is safe.
Yeah. So betting can be regional and even state by state. Like, what's the coverage that Fanatics offers?
We're live in 19 states, and we're continuing to expand our surface.
Yeah, awesome. Terrific. And you're obviously using MongoDB. Tell us how you're using MongoDB.
We use it for a variety of use cases. So again, we use it for stats and odds. We use it as a store for that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most important use cases that we use it for is for our search. It is part of the critical workflow that feeds our search, and we've made huge investments in making search fast and reliable and being able to connect customers directly to bet placement from the search experience as quickly as possible. We also use Mongo for personalization data. And again, the combination of those two is just massive.
Yeah, having those proximate. So you've got your operational data and your search data. And you're using Atlas Search, right? Atlas Search?
That's correct.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, when you launched Fanatics, you were using SQL primarily first.
We were.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did that go, and how did the migration go?
Some of the use cases of Mongo were starting from scratch. So again, we inherited a platform. We launched on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
That platform has served us incredibly well. But as we look to introduce new use cases, that's where we look at Mongo.
Mm-hmm.
Postgres has limitations in terms of scale and flexibility. We also have significant overhead for developers in terms of configuring and setting up Postgres. So setting up indexing and partitioning, it requires a lot of knowledge and it takes a lot of time. And one of the things that we love about Mongo is that developers can focus on writing code, and they can let Mongo handle scaling and partitioning and operations.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the problems faced as you moved from SQL to MongoDB, and were there any specific problems that you ran into that?
Not problems with moving, but again, problems that Mongo specifically solved for us. So one of our biggest initiatives was to shift to API-driven UI. And one of the issues that we found with that was how do we store JSON, and how do we store it in a way that it retrieves to the mobile client, and we can just render. And we don't have to mash it up and converge it. And Mongo really helped us to solve that problem.
Yeah. And like the data modeling process, I mean, so as a developer, I appreciate, working with JSON objects and storing them in a way that it just makes sense to me.
Absolutely.
So I imagine that was a big benefit to using Mongo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. So what does the future look like for Fanatics?
Continuing to expand, continuing to scale. We've got NFL season and Super Bowl coming up, so we're incredibly focused on ensuring that we can operate at scale.
Yeah.
So again, short term, getting ready for NFL season.
Yeah. So we were talking before the interview a little bit about like the massive types of bets that can exist. And, you know, I mentioned I'm not a huge bettor, but my gut is usually bad. So first talk about like, what are some of the ways that you can present betting options to your customers?
Sure. And again, we offer a ton of flexibility. So the easiest way we present it is it's just a market and it's a straight bet. That's what we call it, straight.
So market, though. Explain what a market is.
A market, the easiest way to explain an example of a market is it's an outcome for a specific event. So it's who will win the event or what will the delta be in scores. And for our customers, the simplest type of bet we can offer is just a straight. It is what is the outcome of that one particular
win-lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, team versus team.
Correct.
But then you can get pretty tricky, and I know there's like these parlays and like stacking and
100%. Yeah, and the combinations and the computation required to do that on the fly is tremendous. So you can get a 15-leg parlay. You've got to take all of those odds and you've got to calculate those together, and you've got to get an outcome to the customer as quickly as possible.
So the key here is, though, you've got so much data from the customer's perspective, like what they bet on, what teams they're interested in, what their region is, where they live. So I imagine like offering specific parlays and bet types, is that something that Fanatics does?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Terrific. So we announced a lot of different offerings, a lot of different announcements today. 8.0 with speed enhancements, GA of Atlas stream processing. I don't know if you're here for the keynote, but is there anything that jumps out at you as a
The Atlas stream processing was of particular interest to us. There are a lot of use cases. We're heading towards event-driven architectures. A lot of our work is streaming-based.
Yeah.
And the ability to get that in quickly and reliably into Mongo is a huge benefit for us.
Yeah, fantastic. So what else do people need to know about Fanatics?
It's the ecosystem of sports. You should be able to go there and get anything that you want. The one thing I love about Fanatics, and one of the reasons I joined Fanatics Betting and Gaming, is because we are an engineering-led company. We love technology. We love engineers. It's a great place to build and innovate. And technology is at the center of what we do in offering a great customer experience.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you, Justin, for joining me. If you're interested in learning more about Fanatics, you can go to betfanatics.com and check it out there.
Love it.
Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.